Hey,
What's up, y'all?
what's up? Good morning, and welcome to edition of the Brothers of Legacy.
The brothers, the brothers. Whatever they can
um,
hit you.
I'm I'm
The brothers, the
AD. This
brothers.
is my brother Terry to my left, right. I just thought about something. Terry, is that you can't get any lighter?
Can I get any lighter?
You got all your lights on. Looks a
Yeah.
little darker than normal.
Yeah, it's the sun out here and it's snow. That's what it is. I'm fading away.
So this is your opportunity to share.
Yes.
Sharing is caring.
Share,
And
share.
again, tag somebody. Tag somebody.
Yeah. Tag a
Tag
people.
somebody.
Hey,
Just
proud of y'all.
put the name
Come on in
up
here.
in there.
Tag a people.
All
Share a
right.
people. I want to
Let's see.
put this in.
Boom. We got Pastor in the building. Great morning to
Good
you, sir.
morning.
That's the Big Mac with the extra Big Mac sauce. What's up, bro? How you doing?
Blessings, Lisa. Good morning. Good morning. All right. So make sure you guys share. This is your opportunity to do so. You guys working with us, hanging with us, and all that good stuff, and then some. Um, so, yeah. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Cheryl.
Good morning. Good morning. Hey, bro.
Mark.
Good morning, Mark.
Hey.
Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Cheryl.
Everybody is in the building.
Oh, Terry, you can see it. Oh, well, let me see if I can pull up the name. Look, you see Ephraim in the building?
I do.
You see his name?
No, what is this?
Okay.
Morning, fellas.
Hold on.
No,
Let me
he,
see.
he got the banner on. He got
Good
the
morning,
banner on.
Brother
Let me
E.
turn the banner off. Look.
Hello.
Guys,
Good
you
morning,
see
Mr. Reparations.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Yes. I officially accept the credit for coining that name.
Yes, sir. Now you do the forward in my book.
Oh,
Get
man.
that minute money.
All right, guys. So as you can see at the bottom, we're going to talk about what does supporting black look like, mainly like black businesses,
Yes.
and other aspirations. So I made it a little more broader because you know how our conversations go; they always go in different places. So we're gonna get into it, and like I said, listen, all my Facebook people, if you're watching, find one person that you know, like I want them to be a part of this conversation, and tag just one, person. Just one, because you'll be surprised at their insight. And you know, we re-comment, so it adds to the conversation.
Yeah.
So don't be shy. Tag a brother, tag a sister, tag a group, tag an organization. It's tag. I'm telling you, we're gonna have a great time today. All right, we'll be right with you. I didn't want to catch that. Morning. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Good morning, everybody. Boom. All right, back. We's back.
I know my mom doesn't see us for
Cheryl
some
Sports Car
reason.
Lady. Uh-oh. All right. I'm in the
Facebook.
Facebook, the book.
Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope.
Yeah.
For what I can see.
And we might be in Twitch once Periscope ends, you know. So just stay tuned. I don't know if anybody's on Twitch. Sam in the building.
Good morning, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Ephraim, Pastor. That's it.
Oh, there she is. Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mama Corey. Great morning.
morning,
to you. Romello. Great morning to you, sir.
Hello.
You 5 minutes
my
later,
man.
my mother. You 5 minutes later, my mother be hitting me up. Where y'all at? You know, she's a teacher, former teacher, so you
Yes.
can't be late for class.
Right. No doubt. I'm trying to be on time. I want to be on time. I'm an on-time person. I'm really not like that late kind of person. I know people that are chronically late. I'm not that late person. He said first order is your own house has to be clean. If your team is not on point, focus on home. Then others. Is that supporting? Are we already digging into the conversation? Hello, we haven't got.
Oh, what is
started
that?
yet?
What is that in response to?
I'm guessing to the support. What does supporting black look like? I guess. But well,
Oh,
you moving
okay.
ahead, brother.
Is that in response to supporting what a supporting black
Topic.
looks
Yeah,
like?
that's
Mello?
what I thought. Yeah.
Okay, got you. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
I got
He's
that.
all in. He's
I
just
love
look,
it. He ready, man. Yeah.
he's in.
Keep that energy, Mello.
I didn't even get the good mornings. Everybody good? All right. Welcome to another edition of the Brothers. Ooh, almost had my phone. Brothers of Legacy. Appreciate my podcast listeners. Thank you for hanging and rocking. Make sure you rate and review on Apple or whatever podcast app you're using. If it's your first time here, especially in this broadcast, put your name and where you're from. And again, just a quick invite. I am A.D. Walker. To my left, right is my brother Terry Little. Bam. And right below me is Pastor Brian McCory. And to my diagonal, boom, I got it right the first time, is Ephraim Terrell in the building. Elder Ephraim Terrell in the building. Appreciate you.
What does mama call him?
You said what's that?
Call me what my mama called me.
All right. Mama call me Ephraim. All right. So today we're talking about what does supporting black look like, or what does supporting specifically, or at least for the topic at this moment, black business looks like. And we always talk about expectations. We also talk about, would you treat a white establishment differently than you treat a black establishment? But so I'm gonna just start with the general. What does supporting black business look like? I know it's a basic question, pretty easy, but I know everybody has thoughts about it. So
Did you say business?
yeah, that's the black business. Why they get like?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it looks like supporting any other business.
Right, no doubt.
There's a need to support black, right?
You said,
Are you tying the whole, it's not American history, it's not African American history, it's just history type, is what you're saying?
No, I don't see it that way. I'm saying that it looks the same, right? You should approach black businesses the way you approach any other business, right? Okay. You have a need, they're designed to meet the need, now supporting them because they're black is a different conversation, right? But I believe that your support for black businesses should not be tainted as your support for any other business isn't tainted, right? You go, you receive your service, and I think the problem is all too often our measurement, our critique of black businesses is a lot more sensitive than our critique of any other commercial business. I think we're harder on ourselves.
Sam says I just support good business. And
good
morning, Ashley. If I can say
well, I'm with Pastor on that. We do go a little bit hard on the black community. Now, do we give ourselves reason? Yes. Do we have our own? Do we change the time of operation hours every day? Sometimes we do that. Some mornings we'll open at 10. Other mornings we'll do about 11. So we have some critique that we have to own. But I do feel like we need to be a little bit. If you want to be supportive, you're gonna have to let some stuff slide, man. Now, if the lady who got the macaroni and cheese and fried chicken, if she got a little attitude, we might just let it slide. We need to support the black business. But I'm not saying.
Wait. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I got to go there.
Go there. Let's go.
Why is it that when we talk, any conversation around black businesses starts with soul food?
Oh, that's what we got a lot of. Now I won't just leave it there. We're doing a lot.
Because I don't do soul food.
The digital age
places.
Put a pin in that. We got to talk about that.
The minute we start talking about black businesses, we start talking about fried chicken. We start talking about macaroni and cheese,
watermelon.
It was just an example. I didn't mean to throw race back.
But that's always our first example.
Yeah, we own a lot of them. We do that. Yeah, we do. But we own some other stuff too. We got candles.
Right. Do you realize that black bookstores did exist?
Right.
Before social media came along, and you could order.
There's still one. There's still one around here. There's one. It's South Lake Mall. You guys check it out. I think it's called Nubian Books.
Black folks run cleaners.
Right.
Yeah. We actually own gas stations.
Yes, we do.
We do a lot.
We have investment groups.
Right.
We do.
We own massage parlors.
That is
We
true.
do. I just
We
wanted
own-
to start
we own
where the people were. I just want to do the general.
Law firms,
Chicken. We start with chicken.
marketing
Yeah.
firms. Should I go on?
No. I just wanted to relate to what
We're talking chicken.
We eat chicken. So I just wanted to start at a common ground
What's up, Dwayne?
of chicken
In the
eaters.
building.
But whenever we had that, I'm just saying. Ashley said, "Is there a need?" And I just think there is. You know, we are kind of behind the gap.
That's good.
Behind the board on having Black-owned businesses. Because if you look at business stats, period, it's tough. I think like 20% fail in the first year, 50% by the third. And when you start getting up to like 10 years of business owners, a lot of people just don't make it. So that's just business, period, right? So they need our support. They need our help. And I think we talked about Tyler Perry yesterday. Look how much he's doing with just Black support, right? So when we shift our dollars somewhere, it makes a difference. Now, what I'm, yep.
Go ahead. Finish that.
I'm saying, I was just going off Pastor's point that I think we need to be a little bit more lenient on some of the shortcomings we have. I'm not saying you just be flat out disrespected. If the AC man said he gonna be there at 12 and don't show for 2 more days, that is a conversation. But we have to make sure that's a big problem. And I wish I was joking, but you know, we need to just be a little more lenient to just help the brothers, you know, do better. You know, because why is the AC man late?
Well,
because he's trying to take on 50 jobs because he can't afford staff.
So pause right there. So this is kind of where I want to go because I know we can dig into the weeds of why the fried chicken is too hard and too salty.
Stick with
just
the chicken.
Don't taste right. But what I want to talk about when it comes to supporting, right, and the narrative I want to share, Ashley in a good, but it's we're running the wrong way. So we can't ever write bad reviews if they are a Black business. So hold on, pause on that. I remember Malcolm X was speaking about something. He was in front of the news, and someone was asking about another brother in their group, you know, who was kind of like speaking a contrary message, something going on, and he was just like, you know, I'm not gonna put my brother's business out there like that. Our beef is our beef, you know, like I'm not gonna put it out there into the public like that. We're gonna deal with that internally. So, with that being said, and let me just say, Ephraim got a business, right? And we're close, we're cool, we're friends. And I go, food is great, service is just a little iffy, right? Instead of writing a review, can I go to my brother like, hey, E, yo, boom, bomb place, clean, dope, bathroom straight, but yo, I had issue, you know, your customer service person, whoever she or he may be, I had an issue with. You know what I'm saying? Not like a big beef, but bringing it to you, give you an opportunity to correct it or just to kind of observe, you know, like just as a side note, because it could have been, because everybody have moments. We're human. We have a moment. Yeah. You know, I was on my phone, something happened on the phone. I got a little frustrated. You was the next person in front of me. You know, so things happen. But bringing it to, and that's to me support. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Pastor got something. Hey, Pastor. But see, I know you guys. So, but it's if you have a business and your brother or sister comes like, hey, brother, I love this spot. Your food was dope. You know, because I was talking to him because we talked about this morning. This is kind of how I came. I was like, oh, this is great topic. I was like, fixing food is a little different. You know, it's just like, it's just the way they cook it, especially your first time there. But if it's like customer service or something, like everything was dope, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you take it to the manager? Like, I'm not trying to get them fired, but I want your business to be straight. You know, I want you the highest quality possible.
You have to have some kind of space for the feedback.
Right.
Now blasting somebody versus the feedback is different.
Right.
Man, this service started 30 minutes late. Do I go put that on the internet and try to put that church out there? Or does the church offer me some kind of I don't know, suggestion box? I don't know what the church has, but I'm just saying, is there some vehicle for me to express my concern without blasting you? You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
Well, what is Tara Knight's point? Not winning me over.
I'm not sure. Maybe okay. So her thing is too much pacifying. Okay, that's the one comment. The
Tara
first
wants
comment,
to write them up.
Yeah, and I think
when I see it, oh, she said we don't support I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I mean, restaurant wise, I've been supporting tremendously, and I know I know to Pastor's point, they're more
We
than
got more
just
chicken.
restaurants. I mean, some things
but
I
the
don't
thing is,
frequent.
but also you love to eat.
Right. That's I think yeah.
So
and I
you're
eat,
curious. When you live in
right.
an area where you've already been to every other restaurant,
That too.
and something new comes out, you're always
Right.
going to be willing to go and support, and it's going to be something
Right.
different. It's a dynamic shift. So I get all
Right.
of that. But I
Yeah.
think
Right.
someone just said earlier, we have to have room. Whenever I'll never forget. I had a conversation with a preacher, a man of God who I esteemed high, and I never forget that I spoke at an event, and he came to me and he said, "Hey, that was a wonderful stand. I really appreciate the word." And my thing was, I've learned that if you're speaking God's word, you don't have to worry about the outcome. Somebody's going to get something because it's God's word.
Right.
But my presentation, my delivery,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And so my thing is, I asked him, I said, well, give me something
Hey, Cheryl.
Yeah.
that I could do better. And he said, no,
Absolutely.
I don't have anything. And my thing is, if you tell me you don't have anything, any room for improvement for me, then you weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You understand?
Right.
Yeah.
And most people take that the wrong way because I'm always asking for, I have a term, pick the lint. That's a term that I use all the time. Pick the lint. I need you to pick the lint. You get something on your shirt, you want somebody to pick the lint off.
Right.
Because I don't need another person telling me how great I am.
Right.
Got that. Yeah.
I need someone to tell me how I can improve.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I know that not everybody's in a place where they can receive constructive criticism. Some folks some folks want to have somebody tell them they did okay.
Right.
Depending on where you are. And so when you're in a business, when you're in a restaurant and you're new and all of that, yeah, great. I'm glad you had it, but what can I do differently? Because I want to make sure that I'm appealing to a broad audience.
Right.
Right.
Definitely.
And to your point, we have to be open and available for that. But I believe that we have to be careful that our criticism is constructive.
Thank you, sir. That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
A social media bash rant is not necessary. Constructive.
When it comes to me, it's super simple.
Right.
If you're equal opportunity, then you're simply equal opportunity. For instance, if you go to Ruth Chris and you said, yeah, the salad tasted like it was old, the tomatoes were too soft, and then you go to Applebee's and you was like, yeah, the hostess had an attitude and I got my food 45 minutes late.
Right.
And then you come to my new restaurant and as Pastor so eloquently said, if you pick the lint from everywhere else and then you pick the lint on me, it's not a black or white issue. Now, if you come to my establishment and you never say anything at another establishment, and all of a sudden now you come in and because we look alike, you feel like you can say something, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
for real.
Okay,
That's real talk.
Let me flip it though. So, like, I don't say nothing in these other establishments, and I'm not going back. But I want to come back. So I want to have this constructive conversation because I want you to be Chick-fil-A level customer service. So I'm like, yo, brother, you should. Hey, I got it. Can I give you a suggestion? And like you said, it's how you deliver it. You don't get crazy. You don't get loud. And someone said, sometimes you're right. Mello, I think, said it. Sometimes they're sensitive. Yeah, we're sensitive when it comes to criticism from ourselves, and I get it because sometimes it happens. It happens, but you go in establishments, especially sometimes newer establishments for the most part. And if you have a manager that's engaging or owner that's engaging, they'll go to each table like, "Hey, how's it?" And honestly ask you like, "Hey, how's everything? Are we good? You like everything? Food good? Service good? Everything? Anything you need to tell me? Because open to listen, open to change if something needs to shift because we don't see everything. And the worst thing is you don't want a silent, upset customer leaving. You rather at least know the issue, maybe try to fix it so that you'll come back.
But I'm where Pastor is.
Hey, you can't make hey, listen, bro, can't make a general statement. I take it back all the time. First, and shout out to Mama McCory, who holds me accountable for being here on time. And I loved it. First time Pastor's like, yo, my mama just called me. I was like, oh, shoot, I got to get on here. So I listen. So and anybody in the comments, like, yo, why you guys don't ever talk about it? Now I'll take note because I'm all about getting better. I'm all about getting greater. If my mic was jacked up, yo, we're having a hard time here. I'd do something about that. So I take back criticism because I know the pastor just said pick the lint. You get like then I come with a clean shirt instead of lint on it because that's the point. Like if you're picking the lint, you looking fresh.
I think what Pastor's saying is just the key. Just keep, and I'm not trying to say never give feedback. I'm saying don't let it get out of control. We need to keep it constructive. Right. I'm just saying like I feel like what Dwayne's saying that you never say nothing anywhere else, but then when you come to me, I feel like we go extra hard. We black folk don't handle the middle well. We extremists. Either you ain't gonna say nothing to the restaurant, or you gonna go and launch a campaign, like you know what I'm saying. So like a balance.
Can I even give you another? Can I even like? It goes beyond just businesses, right? What does supporting black look like? When I was a cop, can I be honest with y'all?
Break it down.
The worst people that I saw interact with our people were people that looked like me. I for the life of me, I didn't understand it. How can you treat a black person worse than a quote unquote racist white cop treat a black person?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But this is it. Look, we got some healing emotionally to do. Right. We got some healing mentally to do. This goes beyond just the I don't support black people or look I'm not gonna generalize and say every, but let's be for real. How many times have you gone into a black establishment and seen somebody ask for a discount?
Oh yeah, we want to hook
just
up.
Because it's a black establishment and you black. Not saying all black people do it, but I've seen a lot do it.
Yeah,
that's a problem here.
Like they ain't got
I'm gonna throw that caveat out there though, but I mean it's not just black folk. And what I mean by not just black folk is like I know the Polish community. They go to Polish people ask for discounts. Like I've seen Hispanics, so it's a racial thing that's maybe a makeup. I don't know about white people. They may do it too. Like hey, especially if they're in a black area, they might be like hey.
Right. But it's kind of like crime. What you're saying is kind of like crime. But what I'm saying is internally only.
Right.
We have to get over that because we'll go to the store next door to the same store we just left, and we want full price. Don't even we cussing people out in our head, and we got opinions in our head. Can't believe I ain't never coming back to this old high store again. Gonna charge $25 for this old $15 piece of mess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I think
I've never walked
deeper. That's a deeper
right
psychological issue than just color, which is what Cheryl is speaking to. And might I offer and insert this real quick because Dwayne, you said we need some real healing, and that prompted Tara Knight to put in "Get Healed for Real," which is her platform.
Right.
She hosts a show called "Get Healed for Real." So when you said that, it prompted her to do that. So if you all have not logged on, check out "Get Healed for Real," go check her out and hear what she has to say there. So I just wanted to offer that. But I think earlier, and I'm sorry for cutting in.
No, you're good.
The issue is that's an issue of perceived authority, right?
That's good, sir.
Because we look at Chick-fil-A. No one's ever concerned about Chick-fil-A going under.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So you don't say anything.
Wow.
Right. And so. You don't feel like you have an impact. You don't feel like you have an effect. You have to do work to have an impact on Chick-fil-A. Whereas a minority-owned or smaller business, your voice is louder. So it's easier. It's called low-hanging fruit.
I see what you're saying.
Because Chick-fil-A is not thinking about you. You don't like your sandwich, come back, we'll give you another one, no biggie. You come and ask for a small minority business for another sandwich. Hey man, let's call this little kid.
Wait, hold on.
You'll get cussed out.
We had an issue with a Jamaican restaurant in the area, black owned, obviously. Well, no, not obviously, because Chinese and people own all kinds of ethnicity of foods. But we had an experience. The food wasn't. I think something with the food happened. I think we had put a comment on Facebook. We hadn't approached him. And he had offered, he was like, we apologize, and offered a free meal. So I've had small businesses, they do what they can to make up. I was in another spot The food took a little longer. It's funny. It was taking a while, and I was thinking about what Pastor was saying. Sometimes, some things are prepared fresh. You gotta wait, but I guess they didn't have, like certain things you can kind of prepare, like chicken. Sometimes you can kind of pre and have, and it won't take as long. But I think they were out of because it was a new business, so we had to wait the full time for something to cook, and that was cool. Like, they was like, "Yo, it's gonna take a minute," because I think I ordered a breast or whatever, and the dude offered me some free not apple pie, sweet potato pie, which real talk, the sweet potato pie was like the bomb. But
at a Jamaican spot?
No. This wasn't a Jamaican spot. These two different spots. Two different. One was like a
That's
more,
an American
it was
Jamaican.
soul food ish, but it was like, it was in the area. It was like a new spot in the area. Mama something. It's in Stockbridge, and we went there. And it was the food was okay. That the best was that sweet potato pie. I think I might just go back for that. But it was, so he did offer, and a lot of times, like I've had pretty good experience in these. He apologized to him.
But you got to realize that someone what you all were dealing with is someone that learned the lesson of customer friendly.
Right.
Right.
How's that pacifying? That is fixing it. That's doing something about it.
Mello, you got to realize if the sandwich is bad, how many you can go to the restaurant and order 10 sandwiches or 50 sandwiches and you might get one bad. So to them, it was an anomaly. And so they just offered you a new sandwich.
Read previous post. Okay, let me see. Okay. Oh, okay. I complained at Chick-fil-A. He offered me a free sandwich. I said no. I want it to be right.
Yeah, but I'm saying offering you a free sandwich is the effort to give you another one that is better than the mistake.
Right.
That's consistent with what their service, with what their standard is, right? But I wanted to hit on that earlier point that you made, AD.
Yeah.
And that is that person. See, this is what I've learned. You can be a great cook in the kitchen. Right. That does not make you a restaurateur.
No, sir.
Just because you can cook.
Right.
You can be a great preacher. That don't mean you're a pastor.
You can be a great preacher, preach heaven down.
Yeah.
A lot of people messed up now.
But you may not be able to shepherd anyone.
Right. You don't even like people.
Right. Yeah. You're an introvert. And so we were at a ministry. I was at a ministry where the pastor, because he wanted to improve the experience of the people coming into the church,
right,
he actually invited Chick-fil-A in to teach the church
That's good.
about customer service.
That's good.
Right?
Right.
Some of y'all know who I'm talking about. That was Dallas Wilson. He brought in somebody from Chick-fil-A to teach the church about customer service. And it was interesting. It was dynamic. It was different. It was unique.
Right.
It was all of those things, because a lot of times we want to run the business, but we don't want to run the business of serving people. We just want to sell a product.
Right. And get the money. Yeah.
Right. And so you miss tremendous opportunities pushing a product as opposed to serving your clients.
Hey, Pastor, can I ask you a stupid but not stupid question? Can they get that by just reading the Bible? I mean, that's the second greatest commandment. I mean, I understand everything you're saying. Let me clean it up a little bit. I understand every single thing you're saying. But if I call myself a preacher and I just read the Bible, first, Jesus said the most important commandment we know is to love God with all your heart, all your understanding, all your mind. And then the second thing he said was to love your neighbors as you love yourself. If that doesn't click to you that I need to implement this in my ministry, then maybe you're not mature enough to be in ministry to start with. And flipping that to the restaurant business, if you think you can sell something without having to deal with people, in an environment where people sit and receive,
but they do.
And when they flop, part of that is not we don't support you. Part of that is you set yourself up for failure from the jump, and now you mad that you didn't make it, and now the community is the problem. And that kind of is the rub for me. If you got a great product and you package your product correctly, okay, you probably never have any issues. But people that most times when you find businesses that go under in our neighborhoods, it's because there's problem with communication either on our side or their side. But when something is good, people are gonna look. We look at R. Kelly. Oh, and I ain't trying to take it there, but look at R. Kelly. We see we know what he's done for years, and people still supported R. Kelly. Why? That? Because his product was superior, even though the customer service side.
That's a great point. Did y'all complain against R. Kelly?
Hold on. Well, Pastor said something. He and I know. Hopefully, this will be in context. But he said, and it's not his quote. I forgot where it came from, but I know he said it the most. People don't remember what you have done. People remember. I think how you made them feel. How you made them feel. And with Aura, I would say like, yeah, people have seen what he done, but some of those music and. Like you have a list of music. Sometimes it takes you back to that moment or that time in your life.
Almost a score to your life.
Even certain movies like you've watched, like you remember they like probably horrible. Now you're looking like, man, this is horrible. Like I used to love this movie.
Carter 1. Yeah.
Right. So with that, I think it's the feel. And that's what like the Chick-fil-A. It's the feel. People come back to places because you made them feel good.
I totally agree with that. Absolutely, 100% with that. AD, I also feel like because he put so much out there, they were just quicker to forgive. Right. They didn't condone the behavior; they were just quicker to forgive. A lot of times, people will accept your fault because the value of to Dwayne's point, the value of what you bring. They don't agree with what you did,
right?
But that's just R. Kelly. That's just who he is.
Right.
It gets more put in that category. But what I'm saying, when it comes to, customer service, back on that point, Dwayne, you said all you had to do is read the Bible. No, you have to do more than just read, because reading without application is a farce, right?
Yeah.
The Bible says, how can they hear without a preacher? How can he preach except he be sent? So it's not just reading. You have to have fellowship. The Bible says, forsaking not the assembling of one self, right?
Yourself together.
The manner of some is, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm saying is it's all of those things that have to come into play. Right. My point is, far too often, the making or breaking of a business it lies with the client, with the customer. Either they're coming in or they're not. Right. And if they're not coming in, you have to ask yourself why. Either I don't have a good product, or as good as my product is, they're not getting a good experience. Something is wrong. And so you have to dig into what's wrong. And a lot of folks feel like the product is so good, they don't have to worry about anything else. And it's just not the case. And it's more so, it hurts us more than it hurts anybody else, because of the systemic depravity that exists in feeding money and resources into minority-owned businesses. So so for us, the best thing that we can do is provide constructive criticism. What does constructive criticism look like? Constructive criticism sounds like this. If we're talking about restaurants, hey, you know what? I really like the ambiance in the restaurant. I really appreciate the meal. I just wanted to share this with you. While I was eating the meal, I experienced such. Or, I felt like my meat was cooked a little too long. I don't want to, and if you can improve on something like that, you won a client. We'll be back. So we have to make sure that we're not only criticizing. Let's put some sugar on it and let people know that I appreciate your labor. I know it's not easy to launch a business. I applaud your courage, your faith, and I believe you're going to go far. And part of you going far is for somebody like me. Here's what I see.
Can we jump on something Pastor said there? Like, I know we spend a lot of time on customer service because that might be the number one hot issue with small Black-owned businesses.
Yeah, I want to mention some comments and some.
Go ahead, man. My fault.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I don't want to switch it.
All right. So Sam says, Bible teaches you tools, but sometimes folks need to see practices. And I'm reading from my podcast people as well. Cole says, being in business means you are a servant. You are serving people. You are supposed to fill a need. Your ego, true. You should have a balance of class, customer service, and pushing the product. It's not talking about Robert Kelly. Music is not a personal relationship with the artist. True. Cole said, "Sorry, I can't sleep because I see Dave Chappelle's skit clowning Kelly. Being obedient is your belief is required. Constructive criticism was absolutely welcome. Man. It means you express love in your critique." So go ahead and mention what you want to talk about.
No, I was just saying we were on the customer service for a while, right. and it's needed, because obviously everybody's been touched by some black, customer service issues. Right. But like I wanted to hit on something Pastor was saying, like where where the money, are resources available to help support these small black owned businesses, and if not, then why?
It's funny. I was listening to Tavis Smiley. Anybody remember Tavis Smiley?
Oh yeah,
Sleepy Tavis. Yeah.
Yes sir.
That smooth.
Back in what'd you say?
He always looks sleepy.
He was on fire for a minute though, man.
Yeah, he was.
Listen, I like the show, but I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I like this co-host. I'm gonna keep it 100. I like this co-host.
I missed that moment. I didn't see
he was.
Sure.
He was having a conversation with leading preachers, back in like early 2000s.
I think I know.
Yeah, there's a recording of that. There's a video of it.
It was good,
right? And Jeremiah Wright was on the panel.
Yes, sir.
Noel Jones was on the panel. I couldn't see everybody, but I think
Bryant.
In 2003.
Yeah, he had a young Jamal Bryant up there too.
He was up there.
James Cone.
Bishop Ulmer, Cecil Murray. I think they talked about Charles Blake.
Okay.
And the question was asked, and this speaks to culture. It speaks to culture.
Okay.
He asked Jeremiah Wright about the good Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. And by the time Jeremiah Wright got finished commenting on Martin Luther King, you would have thought he had issues with Martin Luther King, Jr. And he said, a lot of people give him credit and credence and all this kind of stuff. He said, but up north, wasn't nobody thinking about Dr. Martin Luther King. Mm-hmm. He said, in fact, in Chicago, he had a very, very small following. Martin Luther King was part of the Southern Black Leadership Conference,
right.
Southern Baptist Leadership Conference. And so he was basically shrinking the impact of Dr. Martin Luther King. And he said a lot of people followed Martin Luther King after he was assassinated.
Right.
That's when he said most people learned to appreciate him after he was gone.
Right. That's true.
But nobody was thinking about Martin Luther King up north.
Right.
He said, I know in Chicago we were thinking about Martin Luther King, right?
Next territory.
And so he got finished talking, and then Tavis Smiley said, okay, for my next question, I'm going to look this way because I don't want to look over here towards the preachers because I don't want to diminish or criticize or belittle anyone over here. So I'm going to look over this way, and I'll ask my pastor at the time, which was Bishop Noel Jones, was Tavis Smiley's pastor.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And he asked Noel Jones about that because Tavis Smiley said, because as far as I can tell, everybody wanted to be Reverend Dr. Martin or Reverend Doctor after Martin Luther King.
Right.
From what I can tell, he was basically shunning the comments of Jeremiah Wright.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
What am I saying? I'm saying that when Bishop Noel Jones started talking, he started talking about the difference between the Baptists and the Protestant and the Lutheran and AME. And he started, and what he said was, he said, even in the black church, he said there's been a variation in position and placement and narrative in the black church. What you think about God? Because he said, when you think about, Pentecostalism pointed you to heaven. right? Which is what I believe. It's about getting to heaven. He said what has happened, and I know I'm taking a long way around, but yes, Cheryl, this is where I'm going. Lenses matter.
Right.
He was saying Pentecostalism was about getting to heaven. He said, and Jeremiah Wright said the problem with a lot of the churches is you turn your collar around and now all of a sudden you're a preacher with no education or anything like that, right? And what Bishop Noel Jones was saying was that's all well and good depending on your perspective, right? You go to church and you're expecting something. Jeremiah Wright said, yeah, you talk about heaven, but then once you give the 2-hour sermon, I go home and I'm facing hell. Mm-hmm. You're talking about a subject on Sunday that does not help me on Monday, is what he was saying, because the whole conversation was based on churches that are open on Sunday, but they're closed Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep.
Right. And so Noel Jones says, yeah, well, you can complain about that if you believe the church is the answer to your financial position.
Right.
But is that supposed to be what the church is?
Right.
So my question to you is, when you go to a business, it's all about your lens. It's all about your perspective. If you came here to eat, does it matter that I didn't say hi to you when you walked in the door? Did you come here to be greeted or did you come here to eat?
I came here to eat.
Right? So if you're going to critique me,
right,
and you spend 15 minutes on the fact that nobody greeted you,
right,
and I ask you if the food was good, and you say yes, then my position is leave me alone.
Right. I'm with you on that.
It's about how you think. It's about your perspective, and everybody wants a full experience.
Right.
But that's the point that I'm making, is that we all have areas to grow. Back to Dwayne's point about the Bible. Right. So if you take that in context, and you walk into a business that is a minority-owned business, make sure you have the right perspective.
Right. What's your standards? And
can I further what you said, even simplifying it to a few seconds?
You telling me I'm confusing and I take too long?
No, sir. Very.
Take the feedback. Take the feedback, son.
You just did one of my numbers, and I like it.
Right.
Look, you just did one of my numbers, and I love it. I just found a shorter way of saying this particular point. If you don't like Target prices, but you love Target cleanliness and how they always got registers open and it's quick and it's in and out, go to Walmart. And if you don't like Walmart, go to Rose's. There's options out there. That's one of the biggest things that confuses me when it comes to Look, I don't have to like your business.
Wait, because are you gonna put gas in my car for me to do all that running around?
Well, here's the rebuttal. If that's how you feel, sir, you got options of other stores. You don't have to choose this one.
Right. Why can't Target just fix what I'm talking about?
Because this is our store, this is our brand, and this is how we run it, sir. You pay for this. You pay for this ambiance.
Boom.
And that's why I said I loved it. I loved the way you did it. I loved it, sir.
Listen,
I'm a high five.
Listen, I've gone and we've like I said, we visited a lot of different restaurants and stuff, and we get the food. It's pretty good, and we get the bill. We're like, oof. It's a little high. It's a little high. And I mean, I don't ask for no discount. I'm just like, I'm not sure when we're gonna come back here, because it's like you go by portions. You're like, it's great, because we got one spot we go to. We frequent it a lot. It's not black owned. It's called Chow Baby, and
that's good.
Great Chow Baby. I think Chow Baby. I always get the name wrong.
Don't get the red spoon.
Cumberland. It's in Cumberland. Yeah, it's by the Costco in Cumberland. And it's been our
What's
our
it called
spot.
Again now?
Chow Baby, yeah. And what they do, they make your food fresh. Before COVID, you pretty much pick your raw food out. It's like raw, and they cook it right there on the spot. You just put everything. You like
kind of like
an
hibachi.
Yeah. It's kind of hibachi-ish, but they cook it behind the counter. It's but anyway, but pricing. Like if the price is like if the price ain't it, it just ain't it.
For me, I do, and I'm saying customer service is important, but I want to see some people get some money, man. If they could start off stronger, if they wouldn't have to get a rundown place and the chairs already split open and everything messing up, if they can, even churches, man, I hate to make it churchy. Like I sometimes watch our counterparts, if we can call it that. I don't want to offend nobody. Let's say they go grab an old Family Dollar. They get the whole plaza. They get money, like the ceiling be painted black. They got the best sound equipment. It's like, I just wonder what kind of chance we would have to solve some of these customer service issues we're dealing with if we started off a little bit stronger financially. If we had a real printer that can print out real-time menus, and you ain't got to tell me everything on this menu we don't have no more. If we can have all the lights working, you know what I mean? If we had the financial stability, that's what I'm saying. Even with churches, businesses remind me of churches. I know that offends some, but I'm just saying the money it takes to operate with a spirit of excellence is not always available. It's not always flowing through our community. And we lean very heavily on the offering plate. We lean very heavily on our regular people to support. But businesses, and not just black businesses, period, need funds. Grants at times too, not necessarily loans that you got to pay back.
Well, again, that's a relative statement.
How so, sir?
Because some people save until they can launch. Some people launch having not saved. Some people feel like getting out there is more important than having everything that you need. That's called faith, right? And so we can't limit people's desires to go and impact the world.
Right.
They need,
a child starts out saying, "I want to be president," and you saying you can't even pee right.
But he needs fund. He's going to need funding. I'm just saying money needs to flow.
No, but my point is, here's the thing, and I get where you're coming from. I'll tell you this, and the reason I say this is because you use churches. I could have gone out and got a loan. My wife and I could have gone out and I got people around me with money and credit. Right. We could have come together, and they trust me enough to where they would believe we could go out and they put their name on the line to support me in an effort to go get a building. Right. But for some people, it's not about the building. It's about the mission. It's about the purpose. It's about the work. Right. And if in a restaurant, for some people, it's not about the chair, because they grew up in an environment where the chair wasn't important. I didn't care what kind of chair I sat in as long as it was mama's cooking. And they have that mindset. So they don't put any thought to that. And so what happens is they launch, and then somebody comes in with constructive criticism and says, you can hit a much broader audience if you fix that chair. Right? Because your food is off the chain. Right? And then somebody else comes in and says, you know what? This food was so good, I'll buy the chair. Right. You understand? So there are many things that can happen to shift and take you to another level. The Lord, the Bible, going back to what Dwayne said earlier, the Bible says, be sure your gifts will make room for you. Right? And it's the same thing that Noel Jones was talking about. He said, the mindset of certain people is, you've got Pentecostals who want to get to heaven, but you have some folks who've taken the faith of getting to heaven from Pentecostalism, and they've taken the social movement from the Baptists. They've combined them and said, I believe I'll get to heaven, but the wealth of the world I want today, the now faith thing. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for. So there's some things that I want right now before I get to heaven.
Right.
I feel that you can have if some needs are met, if some money's in the bank, if the lights are on, if things are cared for, I feel it can free you up to do the work.
Yeah, but
if you preacher gotta cut the grass, open up the church doors, and cut on the sound booth, then prepare the word, that does not mean your word is not going to be effective. I'm not anyway saying that, but I'm saying if the funds can support the taking the knee, like the college coaches. I don't know how they do it in NFL. These guys makes millions more dollars than you. Like, are they even listening to you? Like, coach, I'm in my Ferrari as soon as I get out of here. So, I feel like college coaches, Coach K, they can be effective because, the money piece is secure. They can focus on coaching the game of basketball. And I feel like funding helps that. If you can give a small business owner $100,000 to take care of all what he needs to take care of, he can focus on customer service. He can focus on some of the things that he's finding in his complaint box.
But the thing is, right? So when I'm more than likely, some businesses start out of a need, like COVID hit. Man, I'm stuck. I got to figure out how to make some money, right? And then I get an opportunity. I get a little bit of cash infusion, but it's not like income. It makes sense.
Yep.
So I take this money and I invest it. Like, okay, let's start something, right? Find a spot. Let's get started. You know, we know what to do. Let's just say we've had restaurant experience, so we're like, let's get started. And at least from the door to this counter, you good. You get money. Don't go looking around. You know, from the door to this counter, because there's a small spot that we went to, and like they had like a little red carpet. they had little stanchions up. You know, don't go looking around, because you pull that little cardboard thing that we got up there, you might find a hole in the wall. You know, like, but they at least got it set where you can get through the experience. Like, you can't sit in here, of course, because of COVID. That's even giving us more excuse to say, hey, nah, there's no dining area because there's no COVID. And I'm glad because of COVID, because I can't afford you to be sitting in here and looking around. So you come in, get your stuff, and go out. You know, so it's about the focus. Like even churches, you go through transitions. Like even Solomon's Temple. Now Solomon's Temple was decent when we got there. You know, and if you've had, I don't know, if you've seen Solomon's Temple in the beginning, you know, up until now, it's changed dramatically. Yeah. Because, you know, there was the seed being put in, and then upgrades, you know, and then and Pastor had like Mike, you know, over music, and he could like, hey, what if we do this with the sound, and boom, 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 and it's gotten better, and it's gotten better, and it's gotten better. So it's always, you get started, you know, you have what you have to get started. It's kind of like, you know, what of that old commercial. It's like, I need experience, so I need to get a job, but I can't get a job if I don't have experience. So it's like, I got to get started. I got to at least start somewhere and do the best I can with my mindset to make this look as the best as possible. And like you said, Pastor, someone come in, hey, you know, it'd be cool if you did. Yo, it'd be cool if you did. And let's bring it back to the beginning of supporting black businesses, right? Like if I go into most establishments, I'm not gonna give that criticism or that constructive criticism, like to make it better. I'm gonna just come in, shop, and bounce. Like, you know, it'd be nice if they did. But my brothers and sisters, if I see like, yo, it'd be cool if you did such and such. Yo, and that's probably only cost you like $20. And right there, we stop looking at that little hole in the wall, you know, and take my mind off of that, and we'd be looking at that picture. You know, something, just little things, you know, working together to build something greater. That's my push. That's what I want to kind of get into the conversation. You know, working together to build something. And Pastor talked about seeding. You know, church you seed, in a business you seed, but I'm seeding for a product. I'm seeding for a product. You know, hopefully to get a dope product, decent product, or something I'll come back to. You know, and like I said, some seeds are a little bit higher than I want to pay on a weekly basis. Like I might come back in a month. Like I might do this monthly. My pockets can't afford this every week. You know, so it's things like that.
I dig everything y'all saying, and I'm finna throw E a bone. And E, this is
Sanctuary.
You talking about the funding piece because of the disparity, it seems, in the ability that some cultures have money readily available to help them with businesses. And instead of reparations, why don't you come up with a proposal that's a small business grant if you are black that comes or stems from slavery. That way you have an opportunity to say get $15,000 to invest in a property that you already have to fix it up, to create that business. But on top of saying that, because I know that could start another way, but
but that's true though. That's true though, Dwayne. What you're saying is factual. And living in Los Angeles, working for the church and Cecil L. Chip Murray. That's what we did. Fame Renaissance was a non-for-profit organization, and it had an incubator. It had venture capital opportunities. They taught entrepreneurial they gave entrepreneurial training to people, and if you got through the training process and graduated, they gave you a $5,000 grant to assist in boosting the launch of your business. So, and what I'm saying is there are areas scattered throughout the U.S. There's incubators all over the country where you can go and get those types of services, right? And but the problem, to your earlier point, is a lot of small business owners, entrepreneurs aren't aware that these programs exist, that they're out there, but they do exist.
Right.
And then the other thing that I was going to say is simple. When it comes to some things, my favorite scripture in the Bible is this, and I believe it wholeheartedly. I've struggled sometimes with this, and it starts with Genesis 13, when God, speaking to Abraham, tells Abraham, get out your daddy house and go to a place where I will show you. This is where we first see what Jehovah Jireh really, well, I ain't gonna say first, but this is one of those places for me that impacts what Jehovah Jireh really meant. I want you to go somewhere you don't have no plans, no strategy. You're only depending on me.
Right.
Now, get her done. And
yeah, but
Abraham,
that's good in 13, but you don't really see the manifestation of that until Genesis chapter 50.
And this is why I've always said that when it comes to the promise of God, some people get it wrong. Some people think it's faith plus God equals the promise. No, it's faith plus patience plus God equals the promise. Oh, she agreeing with me today, so I guess we on point.
Amen. All right. Oh, he said grants and incubators are political, just active. I used to run an incubator. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you guys rocking with us, hanging with us. You know, we're talking about supporting Black, and I know there's sometimes challenges, but you know, we continue to support business because we need things. You need services. So always encourage, you know, try your local, try your neighborhood, try your people, give them an opportunity to invest into them. You know, give them an opportunity to help them grow. Because then we as a people can become better and grow economically. So I think that's it. Anybody got any closing remarks before we get out of here?
Give
You just went
and
mute.
it
Go ahead, Pastor. I can hear
give
you,
and it
Pastor.
shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give unto your bosom.
Yes.
If you want to receive, you need to give. Watch this. It's not just money, y'all.
Right.
No, sir.
Right.
Give love, get love.
Right.
Give cheer, get cheer.
Come on.
Right? That you if you want to be treated well, treat other people well.
Right.
It's really just that simple, right? If you trust God, if you believe God, you know, give and it shall be given to you. How do I know that? Because the Bible says, "For with the same measure that you meet and that you put out, it shall be measured to you again." That's what it says. And how else do I know that? Because be not deceived, God is not mocked, but whatsoever a man soweth, whatever you give, that shall he also reap. That's what you get back. So just give and watch this. If you give nonsense, don't be mad when you get nonsense back. Come on now.
It's seed law. It's seed. Whatever seed you put in the ground. If you put an apple tree in the ground, let me make it. You put an apple tree in the ground, you ain't getting oranges. Yeah,
right.
You put a coconut tree in the ground, you ain't finna get a palm tree.
Right.
So if you want good business, give good business.
Right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
If you an author, buy somebody else's book.
Come on.
Right. Come on. now.
If you a restaurant owner, you know what? Go find somebody who own a restaurant. Sow into their business.
Yes,
and when I say sow, I'm not talking about go give them free money. Go buy something.
Buy something. Right. Get that upgraded. Get that extra.
But Pastor, I don't got nothing else to say. You can't. That's the perfect mic drop right there.
That's it. E, you got anything?
Nah, man. Amen.
All right, guys. So we appreciate you. Thanks for rocking with us and hanging with us. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, Freestyle Friday. Not sure what game we're gonna play. I think. Oh no, we still got the last round,
brother.
Huh?
I got the receipts.
All right, last round.
I got the receipts.
All right, tomorrow's going down.
Receipt.
Tomorrow's going down. Oh, let's get it. All right, so we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We take care. Be blessed. Keep pushing. Keep growing. Know that We love you, but God loves you more. Stay safe. Keep your distance. Keep wearing a mask. I didn't want to catch that morning. Good morning. Welcome to another. Good morning.